The most warm greeting and pure respect to the Sangha members and the honorable officials and distinguished guests and all participants, especially the organizers. Thank you so much, and I feel very fortunate that I can share my opinions with these incredible, knowledgeable people. Today my topic is path of desire, Vajrayana practice in modern world. So, which means the essence of this book. So, this book is which I recently written in Tibetan, and so not English available, but process of translation. So, my book title is Path of Desire. So therefore, inside this book, I talk much more great details about how to practice the path of the desire, many types of desire. But today, I'm going to talk a little bit more, something very briefly mentioned once. I talk a little bit more here, and much more details in the book. I'm going to talk briefly because this is, you have no opportunity other times, so this is only 20 minutes talk. So, why I write this book? It's not only just path of desire. In this book, you have other emotions such as anger, jealous, pride, doubt, all these considered usually very bad ones. I'm saying you don't need to abandon any of them in order to enlightenment. You can use them as a path. That is the very essence of the Vajrayana, primary essence. So I say, if we would like really success Vajrayana path, we have to focus this very essence, how do we practice. So as far as my observation, we have been not focusing on that. And we are not wrong path, but we are wrong focus and wrong priorities and wrong emphasis and wrong valuation. So these things I point out very clearly, and it is obvious. So, for instance, we all like Vajrayana practice, right? And then Sutrayana. And then also we like more higher and higher Vajrayana practice. Nobody likes the lower practices. But at the same time, what I see is we are Sutrayana oriented. We have not enough the Vajrayana practice. Why? Because one reason I tell you that the real highest Vajrayana practice is you not abandon any of your aspect of nature, of your mind, all of them is used as a path. If not, then there is no huge distinction between the other yanas, the other vehicles. So that's why that's meant to be doing. But I think we are more student oriented, and so for instance, if somebody really, this is very clear because like the angry, attachment, desire, all of them is as opposing and very bad, have to get rid of them completely in order to enlightenment. Is that motion is familiar with us, or all of them never abandon. This is a perfect path to use. This is part of our nature. Which one we are more familiar? I'm talking about the majority. I'm not talking about incredible realized practitioners and the scholars, but a majority, which one is familiar? So certainly we are very familiar with the Sutayana idea. And also, if we look at the practices, I think we are more like quantity focus, not the quality focus. So which means, do we always emphasize how many empowerments, how many transmissions, how many mantras you done, how many practices you done, that kind of quantity we always focus and value, or do we always talk to each other, how much you can practice anger as your path without abandoning, how much desire you can practice. Do we talk this in education centers? Do we talk this in monasteries? Do we talk this in retreat centers? Do we talk this conversation with your friends and colleagues? I see it's hardly any. So that means we are not wrong path, but we are wrong focus. We not focus in the primary essence. So that's why that makes our path is more slow down. So there's many other things, like social status, everything. We focus more state and more like turku, starter, all these things we focus. We not focus on quality. So that makes discouraged to focus and emphasize the essence, the primary essence. We are distracted. We are distracted the primary focus essence, and we are lost many details. If we dig in, there is probably philosophical problems as well. For instance, we often bring that the lower Sutayana viewpoints, we bring and together try to patch with the Vajrayana point of view. For instance, both relative truth and ultimate truth is equally self-empty, essenceless. This idea is certainly not Vajrayana point of view. You cannot be, if yes, because Vajrayana, remember, is the grand, our existent grand Buddha nature, and the Dharmakaya is exactly the same, nothing different whatsoever. Only conventional point of view, we have speak differently names, but they are exactly the same. But if we both like samsara and self-empty, or only potential of the Buddhahood, not fully quality Buddha nature, if we don't have that view, it's certainly not Vajrayana, especially the highest Vajrayana, not fit in that point of view. So if our view is not quite right, that definitely affects our meditation and our conduct, everything. So that makes slow down our Vajrayana practice. So therefore, I think the most important thing is we have to focus the primary quality, the primary essence, and we should emphasize that, then it works. So that means our anger, jealous, everything is, you don't need bundle. Why? Because they are nothing wrong, innately nothing wrong at all. Then you can think of, okay, if it's nothing wrong, then why we have bring many problems? Anger, many problems bring, and desire, attachment bring many problems. The problems bring because we never tried, we never trained, and we never tried. We have poor education on this, and we not emphasize. I mean, there's no text. I'm not saying there's no doctrines. It's certainly yes, but it's not emphasized, not focused, not prioritized. That's why we are under the control. When we are under the control of these emotions, of course we do wrong things. But when we control these emotions, then is You don't need bundle anything. Instead, they are incredibly useful, just like machines, powerful machines, and electricity, a nuclear weapon, your car, all of them. If you know how to use very well, incredibly useful. But if you don't know how to use, so dangerous, all of them. Same thing, our innate qualities of the mind, all of them, no need bundle. The Vajrayana high point of view, you don't need bundle any of this. Instead, you have to learn how to use. Okay? So that is my observation. That's my statement. So therefore, I think the most important, what we should focus, Vajrayana practitioners, if you're not Vajrayana practitioner, if you're Sutrayana practitioner, you prefer Sutrayana, fine, no problem. I'm not criticizing any of this, whatever you like. But as long as you claim we are Vajrayana practitioner, we claim we are the highest Vajrayana practitioner, then how can we not emphasize the primary essence? If not, then we hypocrisy. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? So then maybe you think, okay, how do we practice? Please tell me. It's within 20 minutes, very difficult, but I'll try a little bit, okay? So I believe we can have to see there is many degrees of the best way, second best, third way is possible. If I give very simple example, the best way possibility is you need a lot of accumulation and preparation, which means you need trained and very special environment from the childhood. You have to train all mind yogas and body yogas and everything perfectly, accumulation, merit, everything perfectly without knowing the goal. You should not have any expectation. Without any expectation, you prepare that perfectly. And when you are 100% ready, that time you are empowered. That time 100% works. Dzokden, the completion practice works. Why? Because you prepared all conditions. So perfectly, nothing is missing. So when this time is give real empowerment, so activate your subtle body, your subtle mind, which means your subtle physical bodhicitta and your subtle mind bodhicitta activate, work together and connecting with absolute bodhicitta. So that means you experience real Buddha nature. When you experience real Buddha nature, this dominates all your existence, which means our anger, jealous, desire, everything dominated by this Buddha nature. Why? Because this Buddha nature is supreme anger, supreme jealous, supreme desire. So this dominates, so then everything is absolutely useful, beneficial path. So that's the best way. But that may be not in our fortune, everybody like this condition, but even you are adult, you have some mistakes and many things to go through, but after that one day if you have some right few conditions and then introduce you high view such as Mahamudra, Great Madhyamika, Dzogchen, you introduce this, and in this point of view, if you practice, there is chance you can experience some degree of the Buddha nature. If yes, this may be not powerful enough to dominate everything, but it is definitely influence your desire, your anger, everything, so then becomes again a path, and real and a path. This all I'm talking about, if we simplify it, the non-conceptual awareness. This they can dominate it, then all other emotions becomes a part. But even conceptual practice generation, if you so good, this also you can develop pure perception through your conceptual mind. And this naturally leading to non-conceptual realization. So that's also possible. But these things I'm talking about real good conditions accumulated with. But now what I'm going to talk about the most important is how we should do in modern time. Or what I said, or modern time, we can do it, we can try, or we should it, why not? But, okay, not everybody's case, then what we should do is, should be the Vajrayana keep secret as like ancient, or we should everybody try? My answer, I think everybody should try. Everybody should try. Why? Because ancient time is secret and small valleys and few people practicing. It does works. But this is a different time. The whole world connected together through the internet and everything. So you cannot, firstly, you don't have any secret. Secondly, even you try to get secret is difficult to. Still we can try for some individuals, but instead I think we have to understand, and we should educate it and emphasize that all our emotions can be used as a part. Okay? We should try, no matter how many times we are failed, we should try, because you always learn from the fail. There's nothing we learn without failing. So why not? This also we can learn without fail. Okay? Why we have to be fail? The never fail and perfect one, the best conditions I mentioned above. But we can try anytime, anybody, if you have, as long as few conditions like sincerity, honesty, have confidence on the path. You can try anytime, you know, and you believe no matter how many times I fail, I never give up, this is going to be work. Why? Because we working close to the reality. The other all path is far from reality. So that's why the most progressive thinking, Amdo Genin Chimper, he said a very interesting thing. He said that desire and non-desire, they both is aspect of the mind, quality of the mind. So you can't get rid of. You can't get rid of, but you can direct it differently. You can use that differently. Also, he given examples, for instance, like the renunciation, everybody thinks is so good, fantastic. And the fear is such bad, you know, but he said they both same nature. Is it true? Because they both are aversion. You don't like something. And he said the faith, usually we think, oh, faith is so good, right? And then we think this desire is so bad. But he said same nature. Yes, true, because they both are attraction. They're same quality. So that means he's showing, usually we think like 11 virtues mind, non-virtues 50, one non-virtues mind, all of them, yes, differences in Sutayana, but if you go highest Yoga Tantra, then it's equally useful. Equally useful. So that we have to know. So therefore, I really, really believe this is the way to go. Everybody emphasize the right, the closer to the nature, so much easier path and much more beneficial and powerful. Especially the sexual desire is incredible energy, incredible powerful. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. I don't need to talk about. I'm the probably less annoying, and you guys the most annoying. And so I don't need to talk too much. We have romantic, or everything is powerful because just around that is some kind of connecting a little bit. Therefore, so these things incredible, powerful, useful. Therefore, enlightened beings taught us the process of empowerment. This is the real empowerment. So these things in my book, I mentioned all the mudras, not just the karma mudra, it's all types of mudra and all joy, 16 joyful, everything. I made much more clear than traditional way, I believe. So these all, I hope you will learn and everybody learn. And I believe the Bhutan should take this leadership and really take a real emphasis, and it becomes a mainstream education. If like that, then I believe we're going to solve the whole problem of the world. Do you know why? Because the whole world will try to do in all types of education, try to solve the problems. They're all good, wonderful, I'm not saying bad, but if we boil down, think carefully, all of them, I say, you're working on symptoms. You're working on symptoms, not the root of the illness. So if we can connect with this Vajrayana, the very essence of practice, if we try really hard and we are very familiar, everybody becomes familiar and it becomes custom, then I believe we're going to solve the all world problem. So that means we are in the modern time, we have so much machines, so powerful we're using. The same thing becomes like all our existence, incredibly useful, like all our belongings. We don't need to get rid of any of this. Instead, we make them 1,000,000 times more valuable. Okay? This is the real Vajrayana path, I believe. Okay? So that's why also you have to remember, I'm not criticizing that Sutrayana and this Vinaya system, all these things, but it is Buddha prophesied a very short lifespan. And also we can see the indications, this Buddhism, not very long time. But the Vajrayana is prophesied very long time. Especially the king of the Tantra, Kalachakra, prophesied 21,000 years. That doesn't mean no more. Could be much more, continue if we focus very well. So that's why my life dedication is on golden age transformation. This world is going to transform a perfect peace and harmony, golden age. Why I do that? Because I believe 100% believe Kalachakra Tantra prophesies. I believe all the Shambhala and Kalkis, they will solve our problem. That means we don't need cultivate anything. We don't need, contribute anything. We just sit there lazily waiting. No, I think we should make the conditions, the golden age very sooner. So I believe Bhutan can take this leadership to transform this world. Okay, the Bhutan and Mongolia is the only Vajrayana country, real nation. So Bhutan have even more Vajrayana. So I believe you should take leadership. So my honor to servant you and serve you and associate you with you. That's my wish. So I'm very sorry I didn't talk too much. Maybe what you like to talk here, but soon in New Year should be this book come up. So then, and also please don't think I don't offend my criticisms, because I just really believe and with good motivation and I want very much we're going to be success our Vajrayana path. That's why I'm talking about nothing else, nothing personal, nothing biased. So I have unbiased books and works. I do much more Rimé way, but we have to understand what is the really Vajrayana part, what is the essence. That's why I have to talk like this way, because usually we value so much, like the Vinaya rules and all of them is so good. But if we have all Vajrayana smayas, if we can keep all of them, then Bodhisattva, all pledges and the Vinaya rules included. Do you know that? Included. Okay? Even you don't see, as a sun's person, you don't see moon, you don't see the stars, but they are there. So like that. So that is it, I think we should go. Thank you so much for your attention.